I'll be talking about the movie Oldboy, which is a Korean movie from 2003. Yes, it is more than 20 years old. But why am I talking about it? I'm just giving a review, okay? Uh, I would just say if you don't think if you think I'm giving a spoiler, don't worry. The moment the story gets interesting, I'll tell you in the video at the point, okay, you can leave the video because now you may get some spoilers. But don't worry, I'll remind you about it, okay? You can leave the video on that. So, I got bored today and I remembered some of my friend, my senior actually recommended me a movie a long time ago, which was Old Boy. Okay, so I was like, okay, let's watch it. And I asked him about it. And when I started the movie, there's this one guy called, his name is Desu. He's the protagonist of the story. Okay, I would really like to say that in the movie, what is happening is a trauma stuck guy is dealing with his problems, and there's this other guy called Jin Woo, who's the real villain in it. Okay, no one's a hero, everyone has their own experiences, but it's kind of let's just say the characters are in a traumatical state. Okay, the one guy knows and the one guy is in trauma, and the one so what is happening is this there is this very drunk guy, our hero, our protagonist, Desu. He actually creates trouble after drinking too much alcohol. He always troubles his wife. He has a little daughter for whom he is actually carrying a gift. Okay, there's this feather gift for him that it would spread like wings if you wear it. For children, it's like a costume really, and he gets caught up by police because he was acting drunk and he was misbehaving. So they bet him up, but he was cursing them continuously and then begging them to stop, and then he was begging them to leave him. He was all over it. Okay, he was all over his emotions. He didn't have any control on his tongue, and he was continuously. So we are talking about a guy who is in his let's just say in late 20s or mid 30s. Okay, and then there's his friend who comes to the police station and bails him out that okay, he will not cause any trouble. And when his friend was actually apologizing to the police, he cursed the police again and he ran away. Okay, well, no matter, police doesn't catch him because they were fed up about him. And what happens is they were at a phone station. Okay, since the movie is really old, there is a phone booth all around the place. So he calls his daughter and wishes her happy birthday. And while he's talking to his daughter, his friend also wants to wish her birthday. So he gets out of the booth and his friend starts talking to his daughter. He says happy birthday, this and that. And all of a sudden, when he turns around, Desu is not around there anymore. He just disappeared. He searches for him, but there's this violet umbrella just outside the phone booth, which is lying on the ground. Well, the violet umbrella wasn't of Desu. It must be some other person, maybe the guy who abducted him. So then we cut to the scene where Desu is actually in a room. Okay, he is begging from the bottom of the door. There's this small flap where one soldier's boot is shown. Okay, his face is not shown. The soldier's uh, boot actually opens the flap, and then there's this his head and his neck comes out of that door. Okay, it's a steel door. No matter how hard he bangs, it doesn't break. And he's asking, why am I locked up here? Who are you? I saw your face. I will kill you when I get out. So all kinds of he's angry. Okay, and he has been locked up for 2 months. He has TV, he has bathroom, he has bed, he has curtains, and to get him to sleep, and you must be wondering if he is there for 2 months, his who does his laundry, who does the cleaning. Well, what they do is when he's locked up inside the room at night, they will turn off the lights and pour out some gas which makes him sleep. So while he's all asleep, what they do is they clean, take out the mugs and all. He there is a television also. So after they get cleaned up, he's woken up again and still locked. So when he gets to the TV, it actually happens is a year has gone by while he's locked up. He doesn't know for how much time he's locked up. Okay, he's frustrated. Why is he locked up? How, when he will get to be free? He's getting all kinds of amenities for that. Let's just say 10 by 15 room, but he's kind of frustrated. He's not used to it even after a year. Okay, he tries to kill himself by banging his head and hands on the glass, but they take him out. They pour out the gas. They make him fall unconscious. They take him out, do a surgery or stitch him up, and then throw him into the room again. So no matter how hard he tries to kill himself, he doesn't get killed because they have, I don't know what kind of budget they had to store him there for a year. They provide him food and water and everything. He's not getting used to it. He's frustrated. All the while, they are not telling him anything. No one has spoken him for a year. He's just locked up. Okay, I think what he thinks is there are other people also in the building, but there's actually not even one guy locked up other than him. At one time, he gets 3 4, so he thinks that okay, there must be another guy in the side of the room who's also locked up, and his chopsticks are left with him. So he gets 3 chopsticks. He starts to dig in. He makes a hole. He took out a break. He doesn't know on which floor he is. He pours out his hands, and he feels the rainwater. He tries to drink it. He tries to hide the fact behind the. What he does is he slides the bed on the hole so that no one gets it when he's fallen asleep at the night. Okay, so all in all, this is happening for continuously 15 years. All he has for entertainment and communication is just the television. And there's this quote he says, if you if you ever saw a guy uh, outside a phone booth when it's raining, make sure to get friends with the television because all he gets updated on the death of the princess. He gets updated on what happens to South Korea, who's the new president, what's happening. He learns all kinds of things. He even learns martial arts. He tries to bang out the wall through his punches. He gets all kinds of bruises around his knuckles. All the while, he tries to kill himself by punching it out, but they fix him. They make him unconscious and they stitch him up again. So it's not working. But he learned martial arts. Over the span of 15 years, he learned the facts about sea animals, land animals, how to make sushi, who doesn't make sushi, who cannot make sushi, all kinds of knowledge like you get on Discovery Channel. He has things for entertainment, okay? Okay, all in the while, what happens is he thinks that okay, in a month, since he has been digging out, he has been digging for 3 years, slowly by the chopsticks. And what happens is he tries to assume that okay, the the rate at which he is digging, he must get out in around 1 month. He's excited by it, and then all of a sudden he's the gas is poured into the room. He gets asleep, and there's this lady who performs some kind of hypnotic hypnotic statements around him. He doesn't know, although he knows that someone is around him and tries to hypnotize him. But since he's unconscious, he can't seem to be doing anything about it. And okay, and then it finishes. After that, when he was actually trying to get out, they actually left him at the top of that building. Okay, they fit him in the suitcase and then left the suitcase open. It has all kinds of files in it, the writings in which he has done over the 15 years. In those files, there are names of people who he thinks is actually having revenge on him for something. So there are more than 200 300 names in it. So with those files, he's on the top of the building where a guy is trying to jump off. He saves that guy and thinks to himself that okay, hear my story first and then die. I don't care. So he tells that suicidal guy all his story, all his history. That okay, I was locked up. And then when the guy was trying to do suicide, ask him to okay, listen to my story. He just gets up and leave the building. He sees the side of the woman, and he was in the lift while he was getting outside the building. And then what happens is he gets scared. In 15 years, he hasn't seen the side of the female beauty. So uh, just when he got out of the building, the suicidal guy actually jumped. He doesn't care. He smiles, and then he tries to find out what is happening. He goes into the restaurant. Overall, okay, now I won't give spoilers. Yes, this is the time for spoiler. Why was he locked up? Who locked him up? Okay, those were not the real questions he should have asked to himself. The real question he should have asked was, why did they let him go, and why did he let them go just after 15 years? Why not the lifetime? Why not kill him? But he was so focused that who did he messed up with, or who is getting revenge on him. He forgets about those questions. He thinks he's smart, so he goes up. He was in a sushi restaurant. He ate sushi and then he falls asleep. And the girl who was serving him sushi actually brings him home because she thought he was a nice guy. Yeah, typical. I don't know, whatever the nature of the girl was. And then what happens? He doesn't tell her anything about himself, but she reads the files which he was carrying with him. So she knew all about him. She asked questions. She was like, okay, you had food the same food for 15 years. You must have remembered where it was brought from. So he was like, okay, let's search it. They were going restaurant by restaurant. He just had a dumpling, fried dumpling, and he remembers the taste because it was continuously fed to him for 15 years. And all the while they were getting caught up and they were getting quite romantic. Okay, it was not like there were no romantic scenes, but they built a bond. Okay, and then all of a sudden he was in the building where the after finding out which restaurant it is, he recognized the building. That okay, I was locked up in this. He fights 15 guys because what happened is he thought, okay, I have learned martial art for 15 years in my imagination. Can that be done in real? He did it in real. He bet up so many guys there. Even in the lift, when more guys came, he defeated all of them. And then he was all stitched up, bloodied, and some guy actually held him in a cab to get him to the apartment of that girl. And then he recognized, okay, I recognize this guy's voice. He is the villain. He locked me up. So what happens is, this is the spoiler thing. Actually, the guy who held him is the one who locked him up. He has a multi-million dollars. He has multiple companies. Actually, his father had. He was just a billionaire or millionaire's son in the Korea. They had um, what was his name? Jenwoo. Yes, Jenwoo Ice Cream, Jenwoo Enterprises, Jenwoo Technology, Jenwoo Billboards, all kinds of. They were in all kinds of industries, in all kinds of businesses. So they had enough money to lock a guy for 15 years and feed him, even though government changed. So they had the power, he had the money, so he locked him up. Spoiler part, leave the video. Actually, what happened is a long time ago, Desu, when he was in school, when he was just transferring to another school, he saw a girl having uh, relations with a guy who was actually her brother. Okay, and he saw it from the glass. And when he was transferring to another school, he just told one guy about it. That okay, there was this girl whom he just met, and he saw her with a guy in the a locked chemistry lab. So Desu actually told him to not to tell anyone about it, but that rumor spread, and the rumor spread around to a point that okay, she might got pregnant, and the rumor spread so much that the girl whom he saw actually did a suicide just because of those rumors. And in the end of the movie, we find out that the guy whom he was actually trying to find and kill, the guy who locked him up, he was actually her brother, the girl who died, Jinwoo. Jinwoo and Saho was the girl's name. Jinwoo and Saho were actually real brother sisters. So this kinds of mess up thing, right? he was caught by Desu in their school time, like in the days of when they were school, having relationship with her sister, with his sister, and that although not everyone knew, they had a very good bond even after that, which is a mess up thing. That why would you have a relationship with your real brother, or from his perspective, his sister? So the it was going on even before the rumor started, and but Saho the girl couldn't take it and she did suicide after some time. And he was so traumatized. The Jinwoo was so traumatized after that. He didn't kill himself. He plotted a revenge on Desu when he would find. And Desu, when he was back to the starting of the story, what is happening is he was locked up in the police station, right? So Desu blamed him that because of you this happened, that happened, and Desu came to his uh, penthouse. He actually gave him access to come to his penthouse. There are password required on the elevators to come to the penthouse in a building. Okay, so yeah, that happened. And then what happens is there's another thing. When he's trying to kill the Jinwoo, Jinwoo tells him that okay, this. Uh, he tells him the story. But when there were some photos around his penthouse, which Desu realized, which and there were dates written on them. Why? Why there were dates written on it? He noticed the dates because July 5th was the date when she fell from the dam, and the picture was shown as Saho standing near a dam, which means she was not alone. Either his brother killed her or something might have happened. But Jenwoo actually denies those accusations. Okay, he was holding his sister's hand till the end, but it was the Sahu, the girl, who made him let her hand go. So she died. He lived. He was traumatized, and all the while this is happening. After that, there's another twist. Uh, Jinwoo gave him a gift. There was a box. This opened it, and there were pictures. All the while, in the 15 years of entrapment, he was tracking. He was making videos of this. Okay, and even when he got out, he was till then still then tracking him and getting his pictures, audio, video. So there were some pictures. There was Desu's daughter's picture, and then the daughter was growing up, and then came a photo like from age 3, 5, 7, 17, and then came a photo where it was the girl whom he was sleeping with, and had a had her helping him from the start when he got to the restaurant, right? Where he was talking about sushi, the girl who took him for the stitches, the girl who took him home when he was just knocked unconscious after just reaching the restaurant. So Jinwoo actually made him sleep with his daughter. Desu slept with his daughter, and he didn't even know. Now, how did Jinwoo made it happen? Actually, Jinwoo hired a hypnotist when he was locked in those 15 years, and that woman hypnotized him by saying those words. He would do certain actions, and she also hypnotized his daughter, Deshu's daughter, that okay, when this guy comes to your restaurant, you should do this action, that action. So it was not easy to make them fall in love. That the words of the Jinwoo, and Jinwoo told him that I hypnotized to that point that during those actions, during after the when he got free after 15 years of entrapment, they made a bond. They slept together, and then what happened is then when Desu got to know about this, when he saw the album, he begged Jinwoo to not tell his daughter. And then comes a call. On the other side of it, there is Midu, his daughter name. Mido asked Desu that, hey, what is happening? There's this box, and they are telling me to open it. Desu asked her to not open that box anyhow. No matter what happens, don't open that box. There is something terrible that is going to happen. So she doesn't open it. He he begs Jinwoo. He cuts the call. He begs Jinwoo to not do it, to not tell her daughter. He cuts his tongue that I'll be your dog. I'll be like a slave. I'll be guarding your house. I'll do anything, but just don't tell her. And that happens. Uh, he clicks. He clicks the gun. Uh, he turns to Desu. Like Jinwoo head is like this, and Desu head is like this. He almost got to the point where he fires so that they both die, but he doesn't. Okay, he doesn't. He tells to Desu that even after whatever happened with him and his sister, that is Saho and Jinwoo, we still loved each other. He said it. So can you do that? Can you two do the same? He asked Desu the question, but since Desu has cut his own tongue, he didn't answer anything. And he was getting out of the penthouse. Jinwoo got in the elevator, and when he got down, he shot himself. And in the last moments, he was just imagining that his sister's hand is still in his hand, he's holding her to not let her get to die. But her sister pushes her and she dies. So at the end of the story, you think, oh man, this is so messed up and this is the ending. No. Desu didn't manage to find Mido. They still lived together. He was traumatized, he didn't have tongue. And he managed to find the hypnotist who hypnotized and made him do some actions while he was entrapped in those 15 years. And he tells her everything. That woman actually tells her, okay, I'll split your conscious into two parts where the monster knows the truth and he will walk away. And with each step he walks, he will age by 1 year. And he walks 70 steps while he's unconscious, while he's hypnotized, and the monster dies. And the second split person, the first split died, and the second split person would be named Desu, and he will not know the secret. So at the end, when he wakes up in the ice, Mido is there. She asks, "Who was with you? What happened? Why are you lying in the ice?" And then Desu smiled or hugged them, and then the story ends. So I guess Old Boy was kind of a mess up story, but interesting one on how they portrayed it. Okay, so that's my review.